टाइम पास क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, माना कुछ खोना, who ask you, leave at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy. श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः, तस्मै श्री। When we do any karma, for that we have to understand first what is the meaning of karma. We use this word without proper understanding. Once we understand the meaning of this karma properly, we get out of the catch of the karma. For this, I'll tell you my regular experience. How I learned from all this battalion of ammas all over the world. When they give me food, they will give me first. Here also, you know that Chora Bhattu, what was made? Here I said two. What was made? The first one. First one is never good. The second and third is always good. So the first one she wanted to give me. And then sleep in the lecture. You can afford, I can't. So they will be giving me the food. And all of them will be standing there in Vivekananda pose. Swami, you take food. You can imagine when you are taking food and people are watching at you, how comfortable it is. So then now I am habitual. So I took chapati, took a dip in the dal, nothing was there except water. Then I tried with sabji, achar, everything, made a bite for myself. And instead of my attention being at the bite, attention was at them. All of their mouths opened because of the identification. And then that Amma whose mouth opened like a crocodile, I called her. I said, Mama, come here. So she came. See, of all, I am only called. And then I said, Mama, before I take food, I offer it to Bhagwan Krishna. Today you are my Krishna. And therefore, eat. So she asked, I put it. I finished my lunch, food. Thereafter, she came crying, Swamiji, what will happen now? I said, nothing has happened, nothing will happen. No, no, today is Ekadashi. You have given me food. Now what will happen? I said, no, you go to hell. Straight away. She started crying. Now what we have to understand? I have eaten food. In this act of eating, I was associated. Now when the food goes inside the stomach, whether vegetarian, non-vegetarian, or vegan, cooked or uncooked, directly from the fridge or from the pindadan. You know pindadan? From your microwave. You bring it out and eat quickly. Pinda thanda ho gaya to. Whatever may be the food, that food we take and eat it. After the food is eaten, suppose you have constipation. It is a sin or a merit? You have loose motion. Is a sin or a merit? It is a proper digestion. Sin or a merit? None. What is the reason? In the act of digestion, I am digesting, this I factor is not involved. In our life, it is not the max factor, but the I max factor. I have done, I do, I. See, friends. And therefore, what will be the who am I inquiry? Let there be karma minus the sense of doership. Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. Ma karma phala hetur bhuhu. Do not become the hetu, the cause of creating a karma phala. So how the karma phala is created? If there is a karma, then only karma phala is created. If there is no karma phala. And what is karma? Action plus doership. So when our life is lived in such a manner where this I factor is not prominent, then we will discover who am I. Meaning those actions where sin or merit is not created. Those actions are expressing the real I. When there is a digestion or no digestion, does it make any difference to the divinity that is supporting the body? No. Therefore, this I factor has to be deleted from our lifestyle. Somebody asks a taxi person, hey, take me to a temple. So he takes him to the temple. And he gets his meter reading. The passenger goes to the temple. Does this taxi fellow get a merit? No. He was not going to temple. He was only doing the job of carrying a passenger. He has nothing to do, nowhere to go. Then from the temple, a person comes and tells, hey, take me to a drinking booth. From the solid spirituality to the liquid spirituality. See? So he takes that passenger to the drinking booth. Will he get the sin? No. Because he is just doing his duty. And in that duty, there was not I involved. That I have taken him to the temple. I have taken him to the drinking booth. This is achieved by this third mantra. Ishwararpitam nechaya kritam. Whatever we are doing, who is the prompter behind all our actions? Am I doing something because I want something? Or am I doing something because that is my duty? So duty without the doership is worship of God. See? Therefore, Ishwararpitam. When we offer everything at the feet of the Lord, now there is another important point we have to learn. In the 3rd chapter, Bhagavan says, Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma vandanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. Hey Arjun, Yajnarthat means for God, for Ishvara. Because one of the name of the Lord is Yajna, Om Yajnaya Namaha. So when something is done for the sake of the Lord, Nechaya Krutam, not with a view to what will I get? No, you will get nothing. Then why it is done? It has to be done, therefore it is done. See? Once we take this stand in our life, you will see there cannot be any frustration in our life. So now next point, when we offer Naivedya to the Lord, is he hungry or what? When we do the puja of the Lord, does he want recognition from fools like us? When we give bath to the God, is he dirty or what, like us? Think. Therefore, when we are doing puja, it is our necessity. Whenever we are doing anything as our necessity, we will have humility and submission, not arrogance of success and regrets of failure. As a result, third step, as a result, actions are done, but no impressions are formed on the mind. When we do something, what are the options? Like I am talking to you. Now, what is the option? One option is my attention is on you. That you will understand and you will change. What will be the result? Utter frustration in life. Because you will not change and you are not listening. And I cry, see, my gala phad phad ke, but they don't change. This is exactly what happens with the parents and the children. See, we have done so much for him, but now he doesn't listen. Oh, cry. Remember, who needs whom? Like this example I gave you, I am talking to you, you don't need me. You are giving me an opportunity to think loudly in a different dimension. This text, Upadeshasar, I have contemplated, spoken on it dozens of times. This time it is totally different. If I am all by myself, then what will I do? I will keep on listening to music or go to sleep. So I am obliged to you that you are giving me this opportunity to think in a different dimension. And therefore, I cannot have arrogance and any demand from you. The same principle we apply in life. We need children. Children don't need us. When people get married, if they don't have children, they start running from pillar to post. And after the children are born, what an arrogance. We have done so much for you, but now you don't listen to me. You did for yourself, not for anybody. In Delhi, in a school, one student stood in a merit list. So they wanted to honor him and also glorify the school. So I was also invited to honor the child. And when I went there on the stage, the main what you call president of that school, then the principal, and then the school teacher, and then the boy, then his parents and myself. So they say, Swamiji, speak something. I said, no, you speak first. I'll talk later. So the president, we have given so much of facility to our children. Here is the result. Then the principal, we are giving special attention to every child. Therefore, see the result. Then the school teacher, we are spending time with individual child to teach them properly. See the result. Then Swamiji, I said, no, let his parents talk. Parents, I was giving him tea in the morning, in the afternoon, wherever he wants. I have done this much for him. I have done this much for him. And therefore, this is the result. The father, I have put him in a special coaching class and spent so much of money on him. Therefore, this is the result. Swamiji, now you talk. I said, okay. My dear child, you are good for nothing. They have done everything. You are in the merit list for no reason. So I don't congratulate you. Eh, you had just heard. Because of us, because of us, because of us. The same thing happens. We have done so much for our children. We have done so much for them. Friends, remember, we are not required in this world. Whatever we are doing, it is our need. I saw one short fellow. I said, hey, how come you are so short? You are not growing. Swamiji, no parents. So those children who don't have parents, they don't grow. Because what the parents do every day, hawa bharo. And therefore they are miserable in life. See, friends, Ishwararpitam. Whatever we are doing is our need. When we do puja of the God, does he need? When we observe the upamas, does he need? When we go to Kailash and come back, does Kailash need us? This should be clear in our mind. But how, whatever we do, how should we do? See? This is the most important point. Yad yad karma karomi tad dakilam shambho tavaradhana. Whatever we are doing it as a aradhana of the Lord. And when we do, now the next point, when we do anything for God, what is the way? First of all, we don't use the leftover Bisleri water to give bath to the Lord. Second thing, we don't use the towel which is used for wiping the dining table for drying the gods. Then we don't offer the naivedya to the Lord from the leftover half sandwich from the fridge. Whatever is done for the Lord is the best. It is done with joy. It is not done as a burden. This is the meaning. Ishwararpitam nechaya krutam. The whole thing can be summarized by one word. Whatever we are supposed to do it happily and cheerfully. There was a child in their house. He has to do the puja of all the gods. Compulsory. Go to the well, collect the water from the well, take bath there, and then fill in a pot and bring, and in that fresh water, he has to do the puja and all that. If it is one god, it's a different issue. They had a gallery of gods. And then this small child, I have seen that. And he has to put chandan on every god. He used to get so fed up. What he develop a new technique. He used to fill in the chandan thing, dip his all the 10 fingers, and say, God catch. What a joy. Bhagwan pakad. So whenever we do anything happily, cheerfully, it is a different performance. See, friends, this is the meaning. Ishwararpitam nechaya krutam. We discover fulfillment in action, not fulfillment from action. See? Ishwararpitam nechaya krutam. As a result, what will happen? Chitta shodhakam. Your mind becomes purified. Now, what is the purification of the mind? Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. The Bhagavad Gita must become part and parcel of our every breathing. There, Bhagwan Krishna says to Arjun, Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. Whatever we do in our life, what are the results? Three results. When we do something, either we win or we lose. When we win, we gain. When we lose, we lose. When we gain, we are happy. When we lose, we are miserable. Bhagavan says, Same krutva. Maintain the equanimity when you are functioning in this world. What is equanimity? Equanimity is no impressions are formed on the mind as a result of anything that we do in life. See? No guilt and no arrogance. Guilt is that of the wrongdoings, and arrogance is that of the right doings. See? Naivam papam avapsasi. What is the papa? Papa is any samskar which is made on our mind as a result of our activities. Therefore, chitta shodakam, the pure mind is the mind like a mirror. A mirror reflects everything, rejects nothing, retains nothing. Therefore, mirror doesn't have a history. Mirror doesn't have a personality. Do you know, Swamiji, before you came, Marilyn Monroe came and looked into me. No impressions, no memory. If we can live beyond the burden of memories, you are divine. In deep sleep, we have no memory. That time, we merge with the divine. Upanishad says, Ahar Ahar Brahma Gamayati. Every night when we sleep, we are one with the divine. It is something like when we go to sleep, we put our phone for charging. Whole night it gets charged. And next day we get up and start WhatsApp. The whole phone is discharged. And again we complain. These people make such phones, they want us to buy. Wow. See? Exactly the same way. Whole night we sleep, we are attached to the divine. One with the divine. Fully charged. Therefore, will anybody say, come on, yaar, I have been sleeping for 8 hours, I am tired now. No. Why? Because we are one with the divine, fully charged. And what is the reason? Because in deep sleep, we are nobody. We have no desires. We have no personality. See? Therefore, chitta shodakam, the mind remains absolutely pure. Pure mind is that mind which does not carry any impressions like the mirror. Chitta shodakam, mukti sadhakam. This kind of mind is essential for us to know who am I. I can tell you, you are not body, you are not sense organs, you are not modifications of the mind, you are not mind, you are life, you are not life, you are expression of the divinity. I told you. Kuch hua? Think. You have to find out. What I am telling you is jnanam or information. Information has to be interacted with properly. And that interaction lead to experience. Therefore, there are two words. One is jnanam, second is bodha. Bodha is experience. Jnanam is information. What you are getting is jnanam. Who am I is to be our own experience. Nobody can help us in this. Therefore, simply asking question, who am I, will not help us. Find out. Am I somebody? Am I doing good or bad? Am I collecting the impressions on our mind? Am I building a personality out of me? All the time bringing the past in the present and destroying or disrespecting the present. All the time worrying about the future and trying to solve the non existing problems. Think. You have to decide. Who am I? Am I the man who is old or young? Am I the person who is successful or failure? Am I the person who is a husband or a wife? Who am I? The man can remain without becoming a husband, but a husband cannot remain without being a man. Then who is miserable? It is not the man, it is the husband. And what is husband? Conditioned expression of the free man through the conditioning of the mirror of wife. Therefore, mukti sadhakam, unless we work on our mind. Therefore, to summarize this thought of karma, karmani chitta shuddhyartham. Karma is not done for achievement of desire fulfillment in life, but the karma is done only for one reason, that our mind is made totally empty. No impressions of the past. When this is consciously practiced by us, then only we can really are walking the spiritual path. Otherwise, we will be doing everything and continue being miserable, and nobody will be able to help us. Therefore, find out who am I yourself. Don't ask anybody. After this is done, now we come to the fourth mantra. Now I'll play this one in a proper tune. I am a Aurangzeb. You know who was Aurangzeb? Aurangzeb was against music. He could not sing, or he didn't like. In Islam also, they don't respect music. And all the best singers are Muslims. So, this Upadesha Sara, it is rendered by this Kuldeep Pai and his children. Very good one. So, I'll play that. After we have come from the body level of our life, wherein we can discover who am I, now we go to the next stage. See? The next stage is what is expression of life and through what it is. So, kaya, the body, vang, the speech, manaha, the mind. So, life expresses through these three channels. And karyam uttamam, we have to perform through all the threes perfectly well. Uttamam. See, uttamam means superlative. What you call Sanskrit as taratamya. Good, better, best. Uttara and uttama. So, karyam uttamam. By all the three channels, we must be best in our expression. Now, what are the three things? First, kaya, by the body, pujanam. Till such time we take ourselves to be the body, we must have a Saguna Sakar Bhagavan in front of us to do the puja. There was one person, he asked Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, God is Nirgun Nirakar, formless, attributeless. Then how can we worship the God with the form? He said, forget about God, tell me. Are you body or you are the soul? Of course, I am a soul. What is the shape of the soul? When the dumb soul who doesn't have a shape can take the body. See, friends. Therefore, it is in our interest. As long as we consider ourselves to be body, we have to have an anchor wherein we hold on to in life. It's so important, my friends. One young boy used to bring his mother to lectures. One day we happened to meet. After lecture he came. I said, hey, I am so proud of you. You bring your mother every day for the talk. Swamiji, I want to ask you a question. I said, okay, start. You said God is everywhere. Yes. Then what is the need to come to the temple? Tell my mom. She doesn't understand. I said, look here, your mom is ignorant, illiterate. She will not understand. You are wise, you are intelligent. Therefore, you understand. God is everywhere except in the temple. What? I said, yes. Because you are intelligent and your mother is illiterate. See, friends, talking, God is everywhere except in the temple. What kind of wisdom this is? Till such time, we honor time, space, and object. Three factors. Any experience which is conditioned by time, space, and object is a form. When we fill in our form, these are the three factors we mentioned. Date of birth, DOB, time. Space, what is the size? 4 feet tall, 6 feet wide. Weight, what is the weight? 2 tons. Desha Kala Vastu. Try to talk about yourself without these references. You cannot. Therefore, Kaya, by the body, worship of the Lord is very essential. It's so important, my friends. Traditionally, in the good houses, they will never take food unless it is offered to the Lord. There will be a regular puja, not once in a blue moon. See, every day we have to be there. By that, our life becomes disciplined. And the most important thing, be attentive. In a school, there were kids sitting, maybe KG2, KG3, like that, small kids. And naturally, they will be fighting, shouting with each other, doing all nonsense. So one of the child said, hey, Miss is coming. Everybody quiet. No nonsense. The Miss has not come. But only telling that a Miss is coming quietens all of them. Now apply the same principle. In your house, whatever you are doing, whatever you are talking, the one God in your temple is hearing, is seeing. Whatever we are thinking, the same God is in our heart. He knows. Before we talk, He hears. Before we do, He knows. Before we think, He understands. Remain aware of the divine presence. Is it not our daily experience? Suppose we are, this example doesn't hold good in America, but I'm telling Indian platform. Suppose we are lying down, and suppose some elderly person comes. Here in this country, they are, Dad, get me a Coke, please. Rakshasas. Friends. Therefore, by the body, we have to train ourselves to recognize the divine presence in everything and being by giving this technique of puja. There is one path in Gujarat particularly, they call it Pushti Marg. Pushti Marg means Chappan Bhog. Khub dabao aur khao. In that Pushti Marg, you know what they do? Such simple technique. They themselves don't know what is that technique, but they are doing it. Normally, the elderly ladies, retired, and mother-in-laws, then grandmother-in-laws and all kind, they are a big problem in the house. So what to do with them? So all of them go to their temple, Pushti Margi temple. And there they are given lot of flowers and tulasi. And they have to clean every flower nicely and keep it separately in a proper way because it is going to God. And on every tulasi leaf, they have to write with the chandan, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. Like that, you have to write 1008 times, booked for the next 4 hours. Therefore, they say, when you go to satsang, there is peace. But where? At home. Because you are here. See, friends. Therefore, let our gross body be busy for something higher in life. And the highest is puja by the gross body. Then, second is Vang, the speech. By the speech, how to engage the speech. This technique, mala is there. This technique I follow when I travel. The moment people look at us, they remember some doubts and they ask questions. So I am a questionable personality and they are doubtfuls. So they will be coming and asking questions. Swamiji, I have got a question. I take out the mala from my pocket. Like the terrorists take out the AK-47. My guru told me, whenever you are traveling, chant the Lord's name. Therefore, I have to obey my guru. I can't do anything. So sorry. Unwanted gossip stops. Where are you from? Where were you born? But why were you born? There is no end to these unwanted query and questions. See? Therefore, japa protects us from unwanted interactions with the world. Take out the mind. Whether you chant or not doesn't matter. You are protected. They say, God's name protect you. This is how it is protected. Then, second thing, how do we do the japa? So that we can discover our essential nature. Don't forget the main theme, who am I? Who is doing the japa? He is the man or a husband or a father or a brother who is doing the japa. See? And what is the impact of the japa? So we have to first of all understand very important things. See? When we are chanting the japa, chanting the Lord's name, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram is a thought. After the talk is over, I hope the food is cooked. I have put it for cooking and then sabji is okay. Ko, 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 ko. And here poor Babaji is talking. Khatam karo jaldi. That is also thoughts. And chanting the Lord's name is also a thought. Now we have to use the thought to kill the thought. Like when a thorn goes in our foot, we take another thorn, remove the earlier one, and toss away both. Exactly the same way. Recognize this principle. When we are chanting the Lord's name, all unwanted thoughts will stop, provided we don't do it mechanically. Steve Jobs and the other fellow, who is the other fellow? Facebook and other. They know nothing more than our mind. We open at a time 3-4 windows. One window cooking, other window washing, third window arranging something, and fourth window satsang. When we open too many windows, the ability to work is reduced. If there is only one window, fast. Exactly the same way. We work only on one. Only Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. To protect from the worldly people, mala is necessary. Protect us from ourselves. We have to chant the Lord's name as we take a chocolate. How do we take a chocolate? Open it, put in the mouth, take a glass of water? No. That we do with Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurvedic medicines are not curing. They give you such bitter dose. To avoid the next dose, you say, I am okay. So how do we take that Ayurvedic medicine? We take it and immediately we want some sweet and water and wash our mouth. Is this the way we have to chant the Lord's name? No. Like the chocolate. You take the chocolate, put it in a parking lot, and next 1 hour. Like that, Rama Rasa must happen inside. Let every mantra permeate in and through all the cells of the body up to the level of the nucleus. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. All these sound waves of the Lord's name, they spread through and through every cell of the body. It's not mechanical. Gods get confused. अरे यार किसको बुला रहा है? तुमको बुला रहा है? Chant the Lord's name like we eat chocolate. We don't have to give account to somebody. It is not how many times we chant. What is important is how much time we are engaged with the divine theme. So, life expresses through the body as worship of the Saguna Sakara Bhagavan. Once somebody came to my place, and there are some gods whosoever given me, they are kept over there. I am hardly there. In a year, I am there for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Rest of the time, I said, you look after yourself. What can I do? So one person told me, Swamiji, you have got picture of Sai Baba also? You are talking Vedanta? I said, give me your picture. I'll put that also. Are you jealous or what? talking that God is all pervading except Sai Baba. To whom are we cheating, my friends? Therefore, by the puja, we are helping ourselves to get out of the limitations of the gross body. Then by the japa, we are getting out of the limitations of the thought formation. So by the doing puja, we are conquering the body identification. By doing the japa, we are conquering the habitual thought formation. You know, one of the biggest diseases that we all have, what we call technically as manorajya. Manorajya, there is no problem, nothing. We see and go on. What is being done? Keep on talking to yourself. And you ask, hey, what are you thinking? Nothing. This habit of uncalled for thinking and talking to oneself is arrested by chanting the Lord's name. In old age, people suffer 100% only because of this manorajya. Swamiji, I don't know what will happen to my children, I have 7 daughters, 6 got their own fools and went away. Now the last one, I am so much worried about it. Suffer. Take care of yourself. As we have responsibility towards the society, towards our relations, we also have responsibility towards ourselves. We are in this world only for spiritual evolution. All other things can and should wait. Priority is this. Therefore, pujanam japa, then the third thing, chintanam. So whatever we hear, now reflect on it. If we are told that don't finish the japa, but increase the gap between the japa, so you play with it. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. As we start increasing the gap between the two thoughts, recognize that experience, what it is like. And in due time, you will discover we support both the presence of the sound, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, and also the absence of the sound, the silence. So, who are we? Who am I? I support the presence and absence of sounds. Therefore, who am I? The one who is supporting both presence and absence is beyond the presence and absence. Is it not our experience? Do we have the experience of our absence? No. If we don't have the experience of our absence, is it necessary to say that I am? This is chintanam. Play. And when you are playing, you are not serious. Why you are playing? Time pass. So like for time pass, we worry. The seekers of truth, they don't worry. they play like this. Ashtamurti Bhrut Deva Puja. So we have done by the gross body the puja, by the speech the japa, and by the mind the chintanam. These three things are done. Then we come to the next verse. Jagataha ishadhi yukta sevanam. Now we look at the world, Jagataha ishadhi. The whole world is Ishavastamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magrudakkasya siddhanam. Ishavastam idam sarvam. Idam sarvam yatkincha. Whatever is perceived objectively by us is nothing but Paramatma. We have to just practice it again and again. And this is unknowingly done by us. You must have seen when we cross somebody in a group, and if we happen to touch feet to somebody, we do like this thing. About this thing, the local white person asked me, I have seen in India, when people go, they do like this to somebody. What is the meaning of that? I said, the meaning is, yes, I kicked you. What you have to do it. So that is asking for, I'm sorry, therefore he does namaskar to you. So everything in this world has to be recognized as the divine. And for that, this is the first step about knowing who am I. The ultimate authority which we have to follow in our life is our scriptures. And by scriptures, I distinctly, clearly mean Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Don't become secular. Secular, they are not scriptures. They are political tools. It is so important, my friends. So, Jagataha Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Bhrut Deva Pujanam. So, when we have to worship the whole world, and how can we worship? If we have practiced in the fourth verse. Kaya Vangmanaha Karyam Uttamam Pujanam Japas Chintanam Kramat. Now, this has to be applied in our day-to-day life in the fifth verse. Jagataha of the world, Ishadhi Yukta. Look at the world as none other than God. The moment we see God in anything, our interaction changes. There was one NRI mother, she came to India with her son. Son may be about 4 or 5 years. Went to a Shiva temple. And I was happened to be there. So he saw that Nandi. He went running, Mummy, Mummy, and climbed on that Nandi and held his ears. So the mother shouted, put him down. Now for that child, Ishadhi Yukta, he has not seen that Nandi as God. But when our children are here, they go to the temple again and again, and then they are told, when you go to the Shiva temple, you have to talk in the ear of the Nandi, then it is heard by the Shiva. This is the boon given to Nandi by Lord Shiva. Nobody can come to me. He has to come through my private secretary, and that is Nandi. So when you go and talk in the ear of the Lord Nandi, then it is communicated to Lord Shiva. So when this we have heard right from childhood, naturally when we look at the Nandi, we don't see the bull. In Bangalore, there is a Nandi temple, they call it bull temple. Dumb people. So, Ashtamurti Bhrut. Therefore, unless we have this understanding, Jagataha Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam, And for this, I'll tell you one simple technique. Remember this. In our life, other than God, nobody comes. Make it a firm conviction to yourself. Nobody comes. He only comes in any form, in any way, whether we recognize or we don't. And his arrival is a message to us. If we have the ability to catch that message. Now, for example, I'll tell you. Suppose you have got a toothache. The toothache is God's arrival in our life. How? Because of the toothache, we come to know, hey, there is something wrong with my tooth. I have to go to the doctor. He came. If there is no pain, no problem. We don't even recognize what is wrong. One of my friend, he took his wife for the medical checkup and she was with the doctor. He was sitting outside. In that big hospital, commercial hospitals, he saw a board. If you are 55 plus, you should check your heart. He thought, I am 55 plus, let me check. He went there and checked. 90% block. And the doctor said, wife is okay. First, you should get operated. Because there was no symptom. Although the problem was there, it is not known. In the same manner, the Lord comes to us in any disguise, as a friend, as an enemy, as a near and dear, as a loss, as a gain, as honor, as a dishonor, in any way. Jagataha ishadhi yukta sevana. When we have this, you know what is the net result? Net result is we will develop a faculty in which we will be able to learn from every single experience of our life. Our ability to learn from every single experience of our life is the descent of Sadguru in our heart. Sadgurus are not 12 to a dozen. Sat is one. Sadguru is one. And that Sadguru is not outside. He is within us. And he expresses in the form of learning from our every single experience. If we can learn from every single experience of our life, understand we have learned the divine game. This is the meaning. Jagataha ishadhi yukta sevanam. Now, what is this world? Ashtamurti bhrut deva pujanam. So, we have to do the puja of this Lord Ashtamurti bhrut. There are 8 of them. What are the 8 forms of the God we have to worship? The 5 great elements, then sun, moon, and every being. These are the 8 forms of God that we have to respect and worship them. Now tell me, respect your nature. These people teach us. Hey friends, there should not be much carbon emission. And they are emitting carbon from all the holes of their body. Hey friends, therefore, Ashtamurti Bhrut Deva Pujanam. So how do we practice these 8 forms of God to be worshipped? So first, the earth. Wherever we stay, let our surroundings be clean and neat. Not a shabby place. I visit so many houses. All are good people, but the level of cleanliness is minus. I will not tell you the name and the place. Recently, I went somewhere. Very nice person, highly educated, a very respected person in the society. And when I went to their house, oh God, the whole house was in such a mess. I don't know whether they have done jhadu in last 200 years or not. When you walk inside the house, your footprints can be seen. Bed sheets are never washed. In the bathroom, there are no normal fixtures. Normal fixtures are what? You have a sink there, a mirror, and then something to hang. Nothing. In a corner, this size, that mirror with the girls have got in their purse, one mirror in a corner hanging. You have to find out. "Kahan gayi aap?" Can't you have simple things in life? Cleanliness is next to godliness. We cannot afford to be shabby and dirty. That is Deva Pujanam. See? Don't we like when we go to some houses, they're very clean and neat. Hey, I feel so good in your house. Some houses we go, chalo yaar, bas ho gaya. Yad gatva na nivartante tav dham param. Don't want to repeat again. See? Then the next puja is earth, is the waters. See? Water conservation. The third is the Agni. We have to light the lamp before the Lord every day, morning, evening. Yes, I put an electric lamp and I control from my phone. On. Got it. आ गया? See, friends, just light a lamp or agarbatti at least, fresh, morning, evening, is so important in life. That will change the whole outlook of our life. Then air. See? Air is the source of Shabda. Therefore, soft talking, not harsh talking, using good words, not abusive words. And space is find yourself comfortable everywhere like the space is. Space is comfortable everywhere. When these 5 elements are respected, those qualities will come in our day-to-day life. And then sun, moon, and the beings. Respecting sun is wake up before the sunrise. I think, Swamiji, we can take it in our next class. Now we are feeling drowsy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.